4C 2013. Our story starts today with Jerry's family, who lives in Philadelphia, where the family was going in the car to buy a present for their daughter. Suddenly, a police bike breaks the side glass of Jerry's car, and this was a very strange event. But at this point, things started to take weirder and weirder turns. Unexpectedly, a train truck hits whatever was standing in its way, smashing up dozens of cars, creating chaos and scaring people everywhere. But the truck crash isn't enough reason to have all this chaos, so there's something behind it, where some people showed strange behaviors that don't appear to be human behaviors. Even the sounds they make are similar to the animal sounds. Whoever they find on their way pounces on it to turn after a short time like them. Jerry and his family miraculously escaped this mess and left the city, which became a mirage of chaos. Then Terry called him because he urgently needed him in something. But unfortunately, Jerry had to return to the city in order to get medicine for his asthmatic daughter. So he gets into a big trouble and exchanges gunfire with strangers, and the helicopter did not arrive until sunrise. At sunrise, they didn't reach the place from which the helicopter would take them until after a severe struggle with the zombies. After all this adventure, the helicopter took them to the ship and they arrived safely. Here, Terry informed Jerry that the whole world was in chaos, poverty and in need of food and fuel. An attack began on the ship about the causes of the spread and type of the disease, whether it was a bacterial or viral, and the possibility to develop a vaccine against it, which is the same scenario that we all faced in the early stage of the coronavirus pandemic. Here there were suspicions that South Korea tended to be the epicenter of virus spread, and as being at the Undersecretary's office, he was asked to go investigate. Once they arrived at the Humphrey camp in South Korea, Jerry asked them some questions and came up with answers that would help him solve the mystery, such as the attraction of zombies to noise. This man is from the CIA. He was arrested on charges of illegally selling weapons, but he told Jerry something that would change the course of history, ordering him to go to Israel because it's a safe country since its borders are surrounded by high walls, and ordering him to meet Jürgen Wombrot there in Jerusalem. After arriving in Israel, he met Jürgen Wombrot, but didn't get any answer from him about where the disease appeared. But nevertheless, his going to Israel was very important because it helped him in solving the mystery of the disease, as we'll see. As we can see here, despite the height of the wall, the zombies climbed it due to the contrived noise that made him climb each other and jump off the wall. After taking off from Israel and escaping from the wave of panic and widespread chaos, that was such a miracle to escape from the zombies. After which, Jerry called Terry to ask him about the location of the nearest WHO medical facility or any vaccine factory in order to inform the pilot. But things didn't turn out alright, because there was a zombie in the bathroom and nearby the cabin crew, who in turn transmitted the infection to others. But Jerry was able to solve the problem by detonating a grenade which made a hole in the body of the plane, causing the fall of all zombies and the crash of the plane. Jerry survived death because he fortified himself well. After reaching the WHO research facility and entering the center, he spoke to the scientist, who told her that he wanted a deadly bacterial component with a high mortality rate but with healing potential. This sounds weird, but he said the zombies have a weakness in the sense that they don't bite people who are seriously ill, and they can sense it. But this strategy is not a cure, but only a disguise to stop the spread of the epidemic. Now, with the help of evolutionary microbiology, let's analyze the nature of zombie disease. Is it really an advanced version of rabies as already mentioned in the news? Rabies is a virus that causes acute encephalitis within a short time, resulting in dysfunction of movement, aggressive behavior and psychosis. But the version of rabies that people have here is more sophisticated and brutal. as the virus has the ability to manipulate the nervous system and make the infected person sensitive to noise and bites every healthy person passing in front of him. And this is already found in nature. For instance, Toxoplasma makes mice not scared of cats, and thus fall prey for the parasite to complete its life cycle in the cat's gut. The same occurs here with zombies. The virus controls the behavior of infected people to rapidly transmit and continue to spread. But Jerry's intelligence led him to discover that infected people don't go after the gravely ill. And this is the fastest solution to save the world from this pandemic. Well, the problem is that the only way to prove that assumption is for a healthy person to inject himself with a serious viral disease and face zombies face to face. But above all, the pathogens that may be used are in Ward B, which is filled with scientists who turned into zombies, and the samples are in the cellar 139, where the way there is like a labyrinth. Every single mistake will make 80 zombies attack them and infect him, so they had to be careful. And unfortunately, the noise for zombies is a magnet. This man made a sound by mistake, which caused the healthy people to break up. But this thing facilitated Jerry getting into the cellar easily to inject himself with a pathogen. But did his idea work? When he finished injecting himself, he waited until the illness lasted in his body to face the zombies face to face, either to become like him or to succeed in training him, and thus to save the world from a major disaster. Now it's time for decisive outcome. I think he made it. However, he still has to deal with 80 zombies to prove the validity of his assumption as he saw earlier in his reel. Yes, his assumption is successful, and the world has been saved from a major disaster, and things went back to normal. Finally, we find that zombies are a scenario that could actually occur, with the spread of the fast-spreading version of rabies, and bring the world into a spiral like what happened with COVID-19. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video with another story. Click like if you enjoyed the story and stay tuned to the channel.